Hello, my name is Jua Robinson, and this is my wife, my brown sugar, Regina Robinson, and I am the pastor of Heart Change Fellowship here in Boston. Today, we are going to talk about the importance of a father and a mother in a home, because the home is a place where God has called us to leave a legacy for the next generation. You grew up in a household with both parents in the home.
I was really fortunate to have a mother and a father in the home to model what it means to live for Jesus at an early age. I was able to have a father who helped to set the foundation and chart the course for the family, and a mother who was loving and respectful and showed us what it means to model biblical womanhood. And so I'm grateful, I'm humbled as I look at the culture today and I see the changes that are taking place within our culture, that my parents really set the standard because of the standard that was set in the Bible. How about your family, honey?
Well, I grew up in a household where it was just my mother and I, and to be honest, it was challenging, trying to navigate life and in an inner city environment, knowing that there was drugs, gangs, violence, pretty much in my life with the people who were around me. And so really trying to navigate manhood was really challenging. I didn't have anyone to really walk me through manhood in terms of what it meant to be a man, how do you treat a woman, things of that nature. And so life was challenging on so many levels. But my mom did a great job of really trying to instill values in me to help me as best as she could. But we know that we live in a culture today where manhood is in a state of confusion. Statistics say that 75% of crimes in America are committed by men.
Wow.
Statistics also say that 70% of families that have a father in a home are less likely to have children drop out.
And that's probably because of the high likelihood that there's father engagement, that father affirmation that children so desperately need. So how were you able to rise up and be the wonderful man that you are today?
Well, thank you, baby. The reality is that Jesus transformed my life. When I really surrendered my life to Jesus, I remember God speaking to me and saying that even though you didn't have a father in your life who was consistent in your life, you have the perfect example in the man in Jesus Christ.
And you had great mentors around you to model manhood.
Exactly. And, my dad, and even though my parents were divorced, he was still in my life, to a degree as well. But when we look at our culture today, John Eldridge, the writer, gave a great quote. He said, "Unless a man knows that he's a man and understands that he is a man, he will spend the rest of his life trying to prove that he's a man."
Well, I think it's so important to recognize what the culture is communicating, but most importantly, recognize what God has already communicated in the biblical covenant of marriage. It's his blueprint, it's his design. And so during this week of National Marriage Week, we want to celebrate what God has designed in the biblical covenant of marriage. And we want to recognize that his blueprint is the blueprint that we need to follow.